So get yourself up on your feet, please. As always, we're going to start with a couple of familiar ones that we start every mobility class with. Big fan of these. In fact, we start pretty much every circuit with them. Why am I a big fan of them? Because they get just that initial stiffness out of the way. So when the time comes to actually start to spend a bit of time concentrating on key areas, we've already unlocked that, you know, again, we've already got that range, but if we've not been using it much of the day, you might be a little bit stiff. I don't mean that range, just range in general. Right, okay, so let's get the show on the road. All we're going to do is we need to think of a cooler name. I'm open to suggestions, everybody on live. The Downward Dog, as I said to you this morning, don't really like the name. It's not something I really want to associate myself as doing. It just doesn't sound right. So I'm going to walk out, okay, and the purpose of this stretch, it's stretching out the full, what we call posterior chain, so all the muscles up the back of our body, okay? That's what we're trying to stretch. Now, predominantly for most of you, you're going to feel it on your hamstrings, your calves, maybe your lower back to some degree, but you might not feel it on the upper body, and that's because you're probably looking like I am, okay? I'm focusing on the stretch at the legs. I'm not really thinking about the upper body because I'm talking to you. So watch my upper body now and what I do. I'm going to push my chest and my head through, and as a result, now I won't lie, it's taken me about 100 mobility sessions to be able to do this like this. Before I was probably, ugh! But like I said, and like I say, every single mobility class, you take it to the point in which you cannot take it any further, and you try and go a little bit further each time, and each session you should be getting just a little bit further, and over time, just like fitness, you're going to get better, okay? But you need to apply yourself. It's no use just holding it in a position that feels all right. I'm going to come up. Again, as always with this mobility stuff, try and work behind me in a delay, okay? So try not to do it in time with me. So now would be the time for you to start moving, because it gives me a chance to talk through what the hell we're trying to do, what you're trying to do, and what you're trying to feel, okay? So please don't get ahead of the game. Maybe watch what I'm doing before you get into that position. And as always with mobility, it's a good idea if you've got your camera or, you know, camera, TV, whatever you're watching me on right now, set up so that you can see me for the full duration. You can see me transition into different areas, different positions without you having to get out of it, okay? So now I'm going to lift the hips up and I'm going to push back. And this time I'm going to go a little bit further, okay? So I'm really pushing those hands in. Where do you position those hands? It's a personal preference, okay? It's whatever position your hands are in that allow you to be able to get the best stretch, okay? So I'm not just holding, I'm going to maneuver around, okay? I'm going to move to the left a little bit. I'm going to move to the right, even though I'm moving to the left as I say right, and right to when I say left, but it doesn't matter. I do know the difference. So again, don't just hold a static position. That doesn't mean to say go in and out of it all the time. I'm saying try and discover better ways of doing it or ways to enhance the stretch. Try moving your legs further apart. Does that make it better or worse? Or, you know, and then I'm going to come back down again. So I'm up, I'm over, and then I'm inverting that spine, okay? So I'm not telling you, as always, we're going to be holding a lot. This is more mobilization work. So as I said, mobility, flexibility, two different things. And within these sessions, there's a bit of both. Okay, so this is mobility. We're trying to mobilize the spine and all the muscles that are causing us to maybe be a little bit stiff and not allow us to flow as freely. What else was I going to say there? So on that note, mobilize yourself, okay? Don't just hold a position and go, oh, geez, I wish I never had my dinner 10 minutes ago. I'm going to barf. That applies to me, by the way. Thought I would cook muscles tonight. Didn't realise it would take so long to do all the prep work. Running out the door at 6:20. Right, lift the hips up, push back. So this is the last one, everybody. It's fish week tonight, so if you don't like fish, well, you're not going to like much of the recipe videos I'm planning on putting up. Getting back into them. So again, if you look at me, I'm going side to side with the hips. Just trying my best to mobilise my body any way I can. And then I'm going to walk up in my own time and just slowly stand up nice and tall, nice and proud. Find your feet, shake it out, walk around, let the blood flow, get it back out the head. Well done, everyone. Good. Sip of water as always. Good. So again, open to suggestions for names for that stretch other than downward dog. Don't really like these weird yoga names. Nothing wrong with yoga, like I said. I'm not against it, otherwise we wouldn't be doing this. Yoga's great. It's just, I think we can think of better names for these. Right, okay, so we're going for this one now. Like the Kellogg's Winder stretch. I'm going to roll myself up, okay? So I know a lot of yous on live and probably people watching the recorded version as well. You know these ones off by heart now, but I'm always going to keep repeating what you're trying to do in case there's anybody new or some people just need a reminder. I am not doing a toe touch, okay? So I'm not pushing my hips back. What I'm trying to do is roll myself up like a hose. Like a hose tonight. We're going to go for a hose. So my knees are soft, okay? And I'm going to tuck that chin in first, and then I'm going to roll my spine up into that nice big curve. My arms are going to hang naturally, but don't touch the ground and think that that's you. You're there. You hold it there. You don't. If you're in the road, move your hands out the way and go further, okay? Move onto your palms. Move onto the back of your hands, or put your hands behind your ankles and pull yourself down a little bit more. It's not a good idea to shut your eyes on this because you'll probably find you lose balance. And then I'm coming back up, but watch me as I'm coming back up. I'm unwinding myself, okay? I'm not just standing up. I'm unrolling that spine, okay? So each time we go down, I want you to try and go a little bit further. But also, while you're down there, it's not a case of pause. It's a case of trying to go further and further and further until you come back up again, okay? Let's go. So I'm curving in. It's important because when we tuck that chin in, you'll lengthen out all this here and get a better stretch on your lower back straight away. Again, you cannot roll your spine up, okay? If you can, you don't have a spine. But I want you to try and visualize. That's what we're trying to do. That's going to enhance that curve of the spine, and that's going to get all those muscles out nice and stretched, okay? For most of us, it'll be the lower back on this one. You'll probably feel hamstrings maybe. Might be a bit tight on the hammies. Might even feel it in there where the calves connect in. You'll get a lot of tightness in there sometimes. Good. But everybody's different. You might feel it in the glutes. You might even feel it in the upper back. But predominantly, I would be a guessing man. I would say most of these right now are probably feeling it on the hamstrings and the lower back. And I'm coming back up out of this, okay? And I'm going to do one more. I'm just going to do one more. Okay, it's a good stretch. Again, it's a good one to do any time of the day because we get tight up the back of our bodies. I'm going to go for one more and do this one in your own time, okay? So don't rush it. This is the one where you should find, out of all three, you can go even further now. You've unlocked that range, okay? You've mobilized yourself a bit more. And again, if you really want to go for it, grab a hold of behind the ankles, or the heels, sorry, and just pull yourself in more. Make sure when you do that, though, you don't start bending the knee. Your knee stays soft. Good, and then come back up out of that slowly. Fantastic, everybody. Right, a bit of water as always. You don't need to drink water, okay? These are all grown-ups. I'm just trying to make the habit of having a wee sip in between each stretch, because you will inevitably get the sweat on. Right, okay, so what we did miss out on in the upper body one was that thoracic spine mobilization. And now what is that? It's basically the mid-back. It's this portion of your spine here that allows us to rotate. Now, as always, you've got a lot of muscles involved in all these movements that we're doing, and that's why everybody's different. You've got the same muscles, okay? We're all the same, I don't mean that. But it's tightness, okay? So for me, moving side to side, for me personally, I feel a bit of tightness in my lower back, okay? That's the muscle that's limiting me today, because my lower back's tired. You might just feel it on the upper back, your chest and everything's so tight. So we're going to mobilize that thoracic spine, and for me, I'm just going to move around and show you. So all I want you to do is get on the all kind of fours position, okay? Maybe I better show you this one from the side to start with at least. So I'm on all fours, okay? Go that far, and then all I want you to do to begin with, this is going to be probably for a lot of people. Again, people with decent mobility, you're going to find some of these not too bad. Those of you who are severely tight, you're going to find it hard, okay? You're going to find it's really awkward, and that's fine, okay? As long as you're taking it as far as you can, and you're trying to take it a little bit further each time. Again, please watch me before you get ahead of the game, because I'm going to point out some key tips. So imagine you're saluting. Fingertips on to the temple, okay? And then all I want you to do is rotate up and back down. Now, before you start, watch me a few times. I'm just going to show you how to do it, and now I'm going to show you how not to do it, because a lot of people will probably start doing that. See the difference? Okay, so my spine, I'm keeping my, probably get the baggiest t-shirt going on now. My spine's nice and neutral, nice tabletop, neutral spine, and I'm rotating while trying to maintain that neutral spine, trying to pull my elbow back high, okay? So I'm going to go for that, elbow in. Okay, let's go for it, everybody. So once you're set up, we're going to do it. You can do it in time with me if you like, probably better you do, but I'll show you what we're trying to go for here. So I've got my elbow out, I'm just going to rotate. And again, the only thing that's rotating is that upper back. My hips are pretty much staying where they are. I'm up, I squeeze, and I'm trying to, each time I go up, I take it to the limit. Literally, take it to the limit, try and take it further, and come back down. And each time you go up there, if you're pretty tight, you'll probably find you can go up a little bit more. So I hope you're feeling that. And again, where you feel it is really dependent on where you're tight. For most of us, you'll probably feel the lower back getting a wee bit of it. But again, with this one, again, if you're not sure, you can go in time with me. Up, squeeze, 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 back down. Trying to go a little bit further each time. So, when we do our warm-up sometimes, and we're in that warrior lunge, and we do the whole reach for the sky one, that's what we're trying to mobilize here. So if you're like that, how the hell do I do this? This is the one for it, okay? So change arms, okay? So it's important. Why are we doing it with the elbow out of this instead of putting the arm up? You'll find it's a lot easier to go up with a straight arm on this one, okay? So we're going to change sides. And again, all I want you to do is, and you might find one side stiffer than the other, is just get that body nice and neutral. In fact, I'll show you this one from the side. So all I'm going to do is rotate the upper body only, okay? So ooft. Yep, I can feel the difference between this side and the other side, just because I haven't done many of these. So I'm up, I'm squeezing it, but remember, I'm trying not to lift. Okay, I'll show you this one, how not to do it. I'm trying not to do that to get up, okay? See how I've lost that neutral spine, and I've now lifted that upper back because I'm so tight. Okay, I don't want that. What I want is the rotation strictly in the back, okay? So I don't want to start lifting my hips. And again, for some people, you might get to here and you feel like it's physically impossible to go any further. As long as you're taking it to that point in which it's, so for me, about there, that's about physically cannot go any further. Squeeze, try and go further, and then I come back down. Okay, so I hope you're feeling this one, and I hope you're understanding the principles and the concepts. Oof. Good. Good. So again, it's not just about stretching. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, relax there. If you want to do a few more, keep doing a few more. I'll just talk for 30 seconds. It's not just about stretching, okay? It's not just about holding this and going, hit. We're trying to move our body through those ranges of movement that it's struggling with, okay? And all the muscle groups that work for that range of movement, we're going to identify any that are tight, and while we're doing the movement, we're actively stretching at the same time. That's the beauty of it, okay? So it's a combination of static stretching and mobility work. Right, while we're down on all fours, I'm really glad we didn't do a circuit tonight because my dinner is sitting round about here. Right, okay, so I'm back onto all fours. And again, need to start being creative with these names because this, I think it's called the cat and cow pose, okay? Again, it's boring, cat and cow, come on now. Right, okay, so what am I doing? I'm going to arch back the way. I'm overextending the spine. Same principle, where's these words coming from? Same idea as last time, okay? That last stretch we've done with the thoracic spine. We're up, squeeze, and then go the other way. Okay, so again, if you're not sure, watch me for a few and then jump on. Squeeze it and rotate. So again, what am I doing here? Trying to mobilize. I'm taking it to the point, it's limiting. Take it as far as I can, and again, just be careful on this one that you don't hurt yourself. Don't overextend too much, but at the same time, get a good stretch. So I'm trying to look like a scared cat Okay, a cat that's just fallen in the bath or something and it's just going, because that's what cats do apparently. Right, and then I'm overextending back the way. Okay, and I'm trying to lift that head. These muscles here, as I said to you, they're small enough if you were there. The muscles at the front of the neck. The muscles at the front of the neck get forgotten about. They get really tight, okay? And like I said this morning, iPhone generation. Sound like a grandpa, I am, before my time. Sitting like that, okay, these muscles become shortened. We do a lot of that. I'm not saying you, I'm not pointing people out, but as a generation, we spend a lot of time looking down at laptops, etc. And that becomes tight, so that becomes harder. And then that again can cause us to start getting things like headaches, but then we start rubbing the shoulders because that feels like where it's coming from, but a lot of the time it's here. Again, if you do a lot of cycling as well, you'll tend to find you maybe look down a lot more, and again, these muscles do get pretty tight, so don't forget about these ones, okay? If you're giving yourself a wee bit of a neck rub, or someone else is, lucky old you, don't forget the front ones, okay? Just make sure it's someone they trust, because you can obviously put somebody to sleep. Right, okay, so I'm going for it, okay? I'm seeing some people looking bored. Go for it. We're going for a few more of these, because these are great. I'm mobilising. I'm pushing the hands into the ground. I'm pushing the upper back up. When you push the upper back up, focus on stretching that lower back as well, okay? And I'm up. Good, so hopefully you're feeling good with a few of them in now. Good. Right, relax. Relax there, everyone, and we'll get into the next one. Now, please watch this one. If you're familiar with it from the last mobility class, crack on, but don't just presume you know what you're doing. I would rather you spent 10 seconds watching me and then do it right than to try and preempt it, get into it, and then not have a bloody clue what you're doing. Okay, so I'm sitting down, first of all, and then I'm putting my hands behind my back and I'm interlocking my fingers. So can you see, well, it's not a matter of can you see, you definitely can see where my hands are here. Okay, and if you can't see me, stop watching me on your mobile phone, get a bigger thing. Okay, what week are we on now? Week 11. Right, okay, so here I am. You can see what I've done with my fingers, I've interlocked them. Okay, make sure you keep them interlocked. All I'm going to do is drop down onto one elbow and then drop down on the other elbow, okay? Happy days. Right, planting the feet. I want you to plant the feet and look at my form, look at my upper body form, okay? My spine's nice and neutral. I'm not sitting relaxed, okay? I'm not sitting here on a sun lounger in a weird position. Now what I want you to do is keep your elbows flat, hands on the ground. I want you to shift your bum forward a bit. Keep chest up proud, and straight away with that little shift, you're probably going to feel a stretch. Yep, right in there. Okay, we're getting that. Now, things you can do wrong here. Things you can do wrong. You think, right, I'm going to go a big one forwards. And now look at the state of my upper body. Okay, now I'm taking it to the point where I can't even get my spine up, okay? My stomach's down. My lower back sagged onto the ground because this is too much. I'm too tight up on those shoulders to be able to hold the position. So move back, chest up proud, core nice and tight, and then shift a little bit back. Not back, sorry, that way. Forwards, I suppose, okay? And again, I go a little bit more. And I hope you're feeling that. You most definitely should be feeling that to some degree. Okay, so now this is where I'll tell you. With some of these, because they're uncomfortable, you might be fighting it, okay? Your body might be fighting this position. So try and think, right, shoulder, chest, wherever you're feeling the stretch, am I relaxed? Relax the shoulders, make the arms feel heavy, make the body feel heavy. Right, that's better now, okay? Because sometimes you'll find that your arms are driving into the ground to try and take the stress off your shoulder a little bit. And it's things like that we want to watch out for. Okay, so we've been holding this a wee while now. I'm going to shift the bum, literally a couple of millimeters further down. Keep the arms where they are. Chest up nice and proud. It's almost like I'm trying to push my chest up, okay? Not the nicest of stretches for most people, but a damn good one, okay? So this is probably the same kind of feeling you were getting when we were doing those tabletop glute bridges this morning. And if you didn't do them this morning, don't worry. But things like a crab, okay? When we're in that crab position and you might be moving into things like crab toe touches, etc. If you're feeling tightness in the shoulder, this is the stretch for you, okay? So I'm going to go one more shift. And at this point now, I probably wouldn't want to take it any further because I would probably start getting painful, okay, as in not good. So I don't want to put a lot of stress on my shoulder, but right now, It's not the comfiest. So make sure you're forcing the chest up, your stomach's up, and you're not just sitting with your lower back and your butt just chilling out on the ground. Yep. Again, if you get any pain, any pins and needles, any heat, any numbness, ease back out of it. Right, okay, so I'm going to come out of this slowly and gradually. Good. And I want you to stand up because we've been sat down, shake it out. And again, I'm hoping you felt that one. That's a good one because we got a lot of tightness right in here. And I'm sure that's where you were feeling it. When we were trying to do those tabletop glute bridges, you do demand a good bit of mobility in your shoulder. Okay, and we do from a lot of press ups. We've certainly had a lot from last night's circuit, Gizo. We had a lot of press ups, so that's a lot of time on the shoulders and chest. So it's going to get tight. If you do a lot of pressing, which, you know, we have been doing, that's going to get tight. We're going to go for one more upper body mobility one, okay? Because like I say, we are making a transition, so these are still going to be affecting what we're trying to get up top. Now, if you do not have a bench, a sofa, a step, a plant pot, a beer keg, be creative, okay? I can see, Laura, I'm just looking because you're at the centre of my screen. You've got a dining room table chair there, that's perfect. Anything, okay? All we're going to be doing is putting more triceps onto that. Let me show you. I'll show you very quickly what we're doing, so if you can go and grab something. I'm putting my elbows onto it, and all I'm going to be doing is this. The reason I need something is so that I can get my head lower, okay? If you just do it on the floor, your face is going to get in the road, isn't it? So grab something quickly. It could be anything. It can be anything. As long as you can prop your elbows onto it, and it's pretty solid, it doesn't matter what it is. Bench is perfect, sofa is perfect if you're at home. If you're out in the garden, grab a plant pot. If you don't have any plant pots in your garden, geez, oh, what a shame, what a sorrow. Right, okay, what am I doing? I'm not so much on the elbows. I want you to get on the triceps, the muscle group here. I want you to get that on the ledge, but make sure and put your hands together. I want you to walk the knees back, and then all I'm doing is pretty much what you can see. Now, if you are, again, pretty tight, if you're pretty tight here, everybody, you won't need to move too far. You'll probably get to about here, and you're going to feel it. Where are you going to feel it? You're going to feel it predominantly on the lats, okay? So these back muscles here, you're probably going to feel it here. You might feel it on the chest and shoulders, similar to the stretch we've just done before, but most of you will probably feel something around about this area here, okay? So I'm onto the elbows, and all I'm doing is my elbows are far enough apart so that I can get my big fat face between my arms, basically. And then all I'm doing is walking my knees back, just so I can get a good bit of weight on, which is going to help enhance that stretch. Now, as you can see, my face is poking out below. I've got pretty decent mobility, okay? I'm not bragging, I'm just demonstrating. That's why we need to have it raised, okay? If you try to do this on the ground, you wouldn't be able to get very good stretch at all. Now, some of you with good mobility, this is just going to feel all right, okay? It's going to feel nice, but it's still good. For those of you with bad mobility or not so good mobility, you're really going to feel it, and you might not even be in this position. You might be up here. You're trying to push your chest down and your head to go between your arms, okay? That is what you're trying to do. Now again, because this is a bit of a stress position, make sure you're not fighting it. Make sure you're not subconsciously driving those elbows in and tensing up the muscles. Make sure you're relaxed, okay? Make yourself feel heavy. Focus on a good quality stretch. We're not going to hold it much longer, so make the most of it. Don't rest your head on the couch and chill out, okay? Because we're trying to enhance that stretch. Good, and we're coming out of that. If you want to hold on to it for a few more seconds, please do, okay? So once you're done, stand up, shake out as always. Good work, everyone. Get a sip of water. Right, so that is us moving on to the neck. We're moving on to the neck, so that was a good stretch, okay? I'm sure most of you felt that, and again, that's us trying to mobilise the overhead. Not the overhead, that's us trying to do overhead mobility. Mobility that's going to help you move your arms straight above your head without turning it into zombie mode, okay? So next up, we're going to get into the neck. So get yourself stood up nice and tall, nice and proud. My camera's a wee bit off, isn't it? Not better. Right, okay, so all I'm doing, Standing up nice and tall, nice and proud, my shoulder blades are together and pulled down, okay? Chest's proud. What I mean by that is, you know, like I say, your shoulder blades are pulled together. I'm not standing here trying to overextend. That's not proud, okay? That's not good. So all I want you to do is get an arm and get it right up behind your back as best you can. Now, it's important, before you do that, this is what I mean, listen to me, before you go ahead of the game. Get your arm right up your back, but don't let this bingo wing start to go like that. So the chicken wing, the shoulder blade, don't let it start to poke out, okay? So there's your scapula here. The shoulder blade, it's nice and flat. It should be flush against the rib cage. That is what good form is, good posture, sorry. Flush, okay? I want you to get the arm behind the back. Now, if you're pretty tight, you might only get it to the bottom of the lower back, and then you think, if I take this any further, that starts to happen, okay? Don't take it any further than that. I want you to take it to the point in which you're feeling like you're getting a good stretch. Are we getting that? Yep, we are, okay? So I'm still able, with my arm up to here, keep that shoulder blade fairly flush, okay? Again, some of you might be here and feel that you can't go any further. That's fine. Take it as far as you can. Right, so it's my right arm here. So what I'm going to do is get my head and lean it over to the left. Okay, so what have I done here? By putting that arm up my back, I've already lengthened all this out and I've put all this into a position where as soon as I start doing that, start to feel a good stretch, don't you? So keep the shoulder blade tucked in, keep your form perfect. What I want you to think about is imagine you're right nose to nose with a wall. Don't let your head come forward. Now, for me, I'm feeling that's okay, but I'm going to add a little bit more pressure to it. But be careful, this is where I have to be sensible, everybody. Hand on the head, and I'm going to pull down a little bit. In fact, I'm not going to pull down a little bit, I'm going to pull down quite a lot. But what I am not going to do is this. I'm not going to pull my whole body with it, okay? Because that's not me taking the stretch any further, that's me just pulling my body to the side. So take it, enhance it. Because otherwise, we're just going to be using the strength in those neck muscles to do so, because putting this hand up here, we're able to enhance the stretch while keeping the muscles relaxed. Now with this, don't be afraid to go further and further and further, but just be sensible. Don't go and pull your neck out, okay? But you can get a good old stretch with this one, and I'm certainly feeling it. Now the upper trapezius, those big web muscles at the top of your shoulders, they get tight. Okay, they get tight a lot. Again, if you sit down a lot or you're just a very stressful, highly strung person, you'll probably find you walk around like this. Someone says relax and you're like, okay? That's where you're going to find a lot of tightness up here. You could probably get your finger and start prodding in there when it's relaxed, and it's probably, you'll find a lot of pressure points, you'll find a lot of sore spots, okay? If that's the case, get stuck in there, not with your own elbow, because I don't even think that's possible. Get your hockey ball, get your myofascial release ball, which is basically your foam roller ball, and get it mushed in there, or just use your knuckles, okay? Just use your knuckles and your fingers and get stuck right in there. That's not what we're going to do on the mobility work, but for me, stood here now, I can jam my fingers in there, keep the muscles relaxed, and just start pushing around, and it's pretty horrible. And that's basically finding all that tied up knotted tissue and just try and massage it until it's loose, okay? So the pain isn't so much pain, it's discomfort, isn't it? Some of you might be fine, but for me personally, I always get a lot of tightness up here, okay? Both from training and just being so stressed all the time, you know, such a stressful life I have. So next up, other side, arm over and under. Again, you're trying to strive to be able to do this. Not that it's a great achievement, but for some of you, you might well be stood here, and if you go any higher, it's too much, okay? And again, that's not wrong. It's just we're always trying to improve. You're going to get better after time. So I'm leaning the other way with my neck, and for the first part of this, that's enough for me, okay? I'm getting a good stretch, feeling it here, predominantly here, okay, which you're going to feel down the centre of the upper traps. I'm going to get my hand and put it on the top of my head and just pull down a little bit to start with, okay? So I'm just trying a little bit. But it's important. Am I talking too fast? Oh, I don't even know what I'm saying. I've actually just had a complete and utter mind fart. Aye, that was it. I'm trying to keep it relaxed here, okay? I'm trying to keep all this relaxed. Don't pull your head and then go. Try and keep it nice and relaxed, nice and easy. Good. So we missed out the thoracic spine and the neck from upper body last time, and then I've stole some of the upper body exercises as well, just to go over again. Good work, everyone. So that's the neck, bring it back up. Now, that's just one way to move the neck. Obviously, your neck is able to move around in that full rotation. So with that, okay, this is where some people might be fine. Some people might be really supple and they can do the full neck rotation and it just feels nice for them. People like myself, again, I always get a lot of bother with my neck. I can go around in a circle, okay, so start here. In fact, try it now. When I get to this bit here, it feels like something's just jamming up in here, which it is. It just doesn't feel so nice when I go back that way. On the other side, it's okay, but that's where everybody's different, and that's why, you know, you'll maybe find that side to side's okay, but if you go more that way, with the neck tilt, feels tighter. So again, same stretch, different angle, okay? So this is where I would say to you, tailor that to your own. We're not going to do every single angle of the neck. Or, again, these might be tight, okay? All you're trying to do is move your arms around, grab a hold of a wall, lengthen everything out, play around with it. That's all you're trying to do. There's no right or wrong. Anchor your arm onto something and it's going to help stretch stuff out, okay? So, again, pay a bit of time with your neck, and especially if you're prone to headaches, and it's tension headaches, and it's the kind of headache you get where you start going like that and it feels like some sort of relief. It just feels like it's all tense. Don't forget these, okay? Might feel daft for massaging these ones when all the tension's here. Chances are these are causing it. Right, okay. Oh, you've just been listening to me for 60 minutes. Right, where are we at? Where are we at? Right, we've done neck, right. We've done the top, we're up the top now. We're down to the bottom, okay? So a good old ankle stretch. Now, I have no doubt in my mind this stretch works. And I've got no doubt in my mind, if you listen to me, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it real good. Get your trainers on if you're at home, or if you've got stinky, sticky feet, gads, give us a boke, then they'll stick to the wall, okay? It just depends on your setup. If you're outside, you could do it on a step, as long as you've got something solid like a wall to put your foot up against. Now, I'm going to talk you through it quickly, as if you've got bad mobility, because if you've got bad mobility, you're going to struggle to lift your toes up high enough onto the wall to be able to get a good stretch, and all that will happen is you'll probably find you end up in this position where it's only your toes are getting stretched, okay? You're just feeling your toes getting stretched. So if you're bad mobility, in fact, it doesn't matter if your mobility is good or not, you're better doing it this way, because this is the way I would do it. My mobility is all right, but to get an even better stretch, all I'm going to do is lean back, okay? Because I have to. If I lean back, I'm able to get my toes higher up the wall. If my toes are higher up the wall, my heel's closer to the wall. Therefore, I'm going to get a better stretch much sooner. So now, I'm going to slightly bend the knee and start walking myself upright, okay? So I can't really go much further than this. For me, like I say, first part is taking it to a point in which I'm feeling a damn good stretch, almost at my limit, holding it there for a bit, focus on trying to relax. This one, for those of you who, and most of us do, have pretty tight ankles, this is the one you'll probably find your body does fight, okay? And you might not even realise it when you're holding it here. So my knee's soft. Now I can feel my body is fighting this, and I'm going to show you how I get around it. So all I want you to do, if you're feeling it, and even if you're not feeling it's fighting it, give it a few bounces, okay? We don't want to bounce a stretch consistently, just give it a few bounces. Look at what I'm doing. I'm doing more than a few just so you can see. Give it a few bounces, and then that'll help it relax a little bit, because you'll probably find, again, your body's trying to fight it. Now that it's relaxed, boom, you should feel like all the weight is nice and chilled and going through that, okay? So now that I've achieved that, now I'm going to get closer and closer. So obviously I'm using a keg, but it's the same thing if you're in a wall, okay? You'll probably be like this. You're trying to get your weight up on top. Use your body weight to push down into this stretch to take it further, making sure your knee's always soft. If you lock the knee out, you're going to stretch out the calf muscle, which is not what we're after, okay? We're trying to mobilize the actual joint itself. So it should feel more like you're stretching out all the tendons and ligaments, like your Achilles or whatever the hell you want to call all that stuff. And if you're fortunate enough to have a beer keg, I've just discovered that you can actually enhance the stretch a hell of a lot more than just with a wall. So these things are like gold dust, by the way. You know how long it took me to be able to get one of these? Not as easy anymore, unless you go and buy one, of course. Right, okay. I mean, you know, because this is bought. So anyway, I should stop talking now. So my knee's soft, okay? My knee is soft. I'm taking it further and further, even though I'm just gibbering on here. I'm taking it to a point it's pretty uncomfortable. I'm only doing this stretch once on each side, so please make the most of it. Don't change legs yet. It takes a while. You know, we've got to try and train our brain that it's okay to go to this extreme now. See, for me right now, this is very uncomfortable. Okay, this is very uncomfortable. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get you at. It's not enough just to take it to a point in which it feels like it's getting a nice stretch. I'm trying to take it further. I'm trying to teach my brain that it's all okay. And with these ones, yes, after it, it's not going to feel very nice. Maybe even tonight and tomorrow morning, it might feel not tender's the wrong word. Maybe a wee bit achy, you know, but not so. If you're doing this and then you're hobbling about after it because you've pulled something out, then you've done it wrong. Okay, so I'm going to ease out of that. And now as you put the weight on your heel, it's going to feel nice. I'm only kidding, it's not. It's going to feel horrible. So I want you to walk around and focus on moving the ankle joint because we need to let that blood back in there now, okay? Stretched all that out and caused all those blood vessels, etc., to shut down a little bit. So now we need to let the blood flow. So I want you to walk around until that weird pain's away. Right, now I'm going to change legs again. So you know what you're doing. Let's get stuck into it. And again, key points, don't ease in and out of it. Don't, you know, oh, this is uncomfortable, I'm going to ease off a wee bit and then go back into it. I'm going on to it. Feet up the wall, leaning back. Make sure it's planted, make sure I'm going to get a good stretch. Soft knee, okay, so slightly bend the knee, and then start working it. So straight away, like I said before, I can feel that my body's fighting this one. I don't feel like I'm getting that much of a stretch because it feels so blooming tight. Okay, so how do I resolve that? Few bounces. Again, 2 or 3 should do it. I'm just continuing to do a few more because some of you are probably only just looking at the camera now. A few bounces. Yep, it feels a wee bit now relaxed. Okay, so now I can get a bit more weight on top of it. And now that's me. I'm in the zone. I'm in the stretch. Okay. Make sure the knee is constantly slightly bent. Okay, what you can do if you like is while you've got that good stretch on, try and push your knee forward. Okay, that's going to stretch everything out even further, okay? But be careful. You have to be careful. Take it a little bit at a time. Don't go and tear anything. Okay, and I can just chill out in this position. It's not the most comfortable. Again, if you're watching me as I'm doing it now, probably looks like I'm just holding it and chilling, okay? And I assure you I'm not. I'm constantly applying more pressure, more weight on top of it. And I'm taking it further and further, and it's not nice, okay? I won't lie to you, it is not nice. But I'm constantly pushing forward, I'm constantly getting up on top of it more and more and more. At no point in this 2 to 3 minute stretch does it get easier. Do I ease out? Do I get a breath? No. Well, you don't get a breath, you should not be breathless. Don't be holding your breath. Try and relax again, okay? Try and relax. Kind of hard, I appreciate if I'm talking over and over again. But again, I'd rather be saying something, okay? I'm just trying to talk people through every possibility that it might not be feeling. Things that you might forget. Okay, I'm holding it. Push my knee forward. Bounce it a wee bit. Is it okay? Yep, it's still relaxed. Don't keep bouncing it though. Right, and I want you to relax out of it slowly. Again, and we've got that horrible, weird feeling now back. Let the blood flow back into it. Get a sip of water on board. Good. And then we're back on the mats for the next one. Back on the mats for the next one. Oof. Right. So, this one I'll talk you through from 2 angles. I'll show you from the front. I keep forgetting I've got my new camera here. It's not my new camera, it's my old camera. Give you a different perspective. So, we'll see how that works out. More work though, probably won't do it. Oh, and I've started putting timers on those workout videos. I hope you appreciate them because I know a lot of people just think it's a simple matter of splashing something on the screen. That took ages. Okay, that took ages to make them. Right, okay, so all I want you to do is get kneeling and the knees, have a good gap on them, okay? Have a good gap on them. So from the rear, I've got a gap between my heels because I want my bum to be able to go beyond my heels. What I don't want to do on this one is be able to take it. You might not even get that far, but if you do get that far, I want you to be able to take it further. Now from the side, it looks a little like this. All I'm trying to do is just slowly sit down, my bum down in between my heels. So it's the opposite to what we've just done there, isn't it? Okay, so if you look at this part of my heel, this is important. My toes are flush. I'm trying to get the top of my foot flat and flush on the ground. I'm not on the tiptoes, okay, because that will not stretch out the muscle. The muscle group I'm trying to target is this one that runs up the front here that no one really realises they've got, okay? You've got a big muscle that runs up there. Don't ask me the name of it, okay? Not that good. It doesn't really interest me, to be honest. But I'm trying to stretch that out. Now, this is one that your body will, if it is tight and this is uncomfortable, which again, for most of you, it probably will be, you will most definitely resist this one subconsciously. And this is where you will, maybe every so often, just give your bahookie a wee bounce up and down, just to make sure that you're not tensing up against it, because what we don't want is those toes driving into the ground. Okay, so again, it just looks like I'm sitting here chilling out, and I can assure you I'm not. What I'm trying to do is sit here until it feels relaxed, okay? Now, again, you need to be careful with the knees here. Anybody with knee problems, dodgy knees, this is where the discomfort could become pain, okay? And this is where you need to be sensible. So what you can do is go back. And what I'm doing here now is shifting the weight back. And I want you to try what I'm doing now, but push the hips up. And you're going to start feeling the quads coming into it now, okay? So I'm still trying to sit my bum down, but I'm trying to push my bum through, okay, as if I was doing a glute bridge. And when I do that, I'm starting to feel it up the front of the quads. If this is unbearable or severely uncomfortable, borderline painful, just go back to here, okay, and try and just walk back as far as you can. If you're on the fingertips, so be it. Take it to the point in which it's very uncomfortable and hold it there, okay? Try and push the hips up. Or keep going back, get the palms flat, keep going back, push the hips up. And again, not the most dignified of positions, but where we're feeling this, most definitely up the front of the calves, up the front of the shins, sorry, not up the front of the calves, up the front of the shins. You might feel it in the ankle joint. You'll probably, if you're doing it properly and you're pushing those hips up, you're going to feel the quads getting it here, aren't you? Okay, so really push those hips up. And remember, make sure you're relaxed. All the weight should feel like it's driving down your whole top of your foot. Okay, all the weight is pushing down through that relaxed top of your foot. You're not tensing up against it. Okay, so this is an uncomfortable one, but it's one that, again, if you're finding that one severely uncomfortable and you're still sitting here, that's fine, but keep working towards it. Okay, now chances are, because you don't realise you've got that muscle up the front, you don't bother with it, okay? Because we don't really see it. You can't really see it unless you've... Well, some people can. Some people you can really see it sticking out. But there is a big muscle that runs up there. And because of that, we get pretty tight, okay? So you're out running a lot of the time, you feel like you're getting shin splints, or maybe you have got shin splints, but this can be a good one to try and prevent. It's not going to cure it, but prevent that kind of shin splint sensation, okay? Because it gets jammed up tight, and you think about it, look at the position my ankle's in just now, okay? That's not really a range we go to very much. We focus that much on ankle mobility in the other way, where we're going that way, like the wall stretch, but we forget about the other one. Right, stand up, walk out, shake out, walk around and just let all that flow, because that's been a lot of time spent in that position. Great work, everybody. Right, we're getting through this. Mobility always seems to fly by. It really does. Right, okay, so we're going to get on to the quads. We did a wee bit of the quads there, but not quite as effective. Now, as I say, every time we do the quad stretch, there's only one real way we can stretch the quad. Pardon me, geez, right, you may well see an appearance. The quads, these muscles that run up the front here, they get tight, they get very tight. The only real way to stretch them is by going the opposite way, okay? Stretching them out by bending the knee. The classic quad stretch is what we're going for. Now, it's better if you're up against something, okay? Because if you start giving it this after a minute, because you started drifting with your head and you forgot what you were doing and you were thinking about something else, it's better if you hold on to something, like, you know, your ear. But it's much better if you can use a wall, okay? So what I want you to do is don't grab the toes, grab where the laces would be tied. Get the knees together first. The opposite leg, it's a good idea. The leg that's on the ground, the foot that's on the ground, keep that knee soft. Okay, we don't want that knee locked out because that's not so good. And knees together, and then, I'll show you from the side, if you're pretty tight, you maybe look like I am, okay? My hips are not straight here, okay? I'm obviously emphasizing it. Pushing up, pushing through with the butt, keeping the knees together, and that should bring in a good stretch on the quads, everyone. Okay, now you can enhance this stretch. You can do a lot more if you start introducing resistance bands, but we don't have them. Some of you do, but there's no point tailoring something that doesn't suit everybody. But you can still get a damn good stretch with this one. You just actually have to constantly think about it. Push the hips forward, push the butt through, and realize that it's very easy on this stretch to just hold it and think, this is all right, and then you start drifting your head somewhere else. Constantly try and push those hips through. Squeeze the butt, try and lock the hips out, try and take it further and further and further the same way you would any other stretch here, everybody. Okay, so knees together, push the hips through. Now again, from the side, I'm looking like this. Okay, constantly making little adjustments, making sure I'm not relaxing. And again, make the most of it. Don't ease in and out, take it as far as you can because we're nearly there, we're nearly done. We're nearly done for tonight. So this is the quads, okay? Quads, quad, four big muscle groups. Muscle groups, ain't no muscle group. The quads is the muscle group. 4 big muscles that run up the front there, hence the quads. Short for quadriceps. But again, I'm not really into naming all the different muscles because, you know, you don't need to know them. I don't need to know them. You know them as the quads. That's all you need to know. It doesn't change it if you know each individual quad name. Right, knees together. Get that set up position first. I'm just going to wedge myself up here. Okay, so I'm leaning against the wall and it's just going to let me. Again, if you're bouncing around, yep, you might have good balance and that's fine. If you're not holding on to something, that's fine. But I'm all for things about just trying to make the stretch better. And a lot of the time, if you're balancing on one leg, that one leg's going to start getting tired and then you're going to start thinking about that as opposed to thinking about the stretching. Okay, but that would be me anyway. That's just me. So again, think about pushing the hips through, getting a good stretch. Squeeze the glutes as if you're doing a glute bridge. Oof. And then you'll feel it, okay? So again, this is where some of you might be severely tight and might really feel it. Some people might not be very tight at all on the quads and they're just feeling like it's all right, okay? Either or's fine. That's where everybody's different, but there's not a great deal we can do just with our own body for the quads. But this is still a damn good stretch, okay? Now quads, while we're on it, we're nearly done. If you've never foam rolled or massaged your quads before and you do a lot of exercise, see when you're sitting watching the telly tonight and if you've got a recliner, put the recliner up. Make sure the muscle group, the quads are nice and relaxed. Start jamming your thumb in there or your knuckles and you're going to find a lot of painful knots, okay? It can be horrible. It was one of the worst ones. This is a foam roller for those of you who don't know. If you're getting a foam roller, get a hard one, okay? Don't buy one of those big foam blocks. They're only good for hitting folk over the head with. You want a firm one, but I'm not talking foam rollers because that's what I do. I end up going off topic. But just rolling the front of your quads, hoofed. Okay, if you've never done that before and you exercise a lot, you'll be in for a treat. In fact, you might even shed a tear. Right, go get your towels, everybody, if you've got one. If you've got a resistance band, use the resistance band, as long as the resistance band is not really thin, okay? So, for example, I would not be using this for what we're about to do because it's just far too thin, okay? I'm going to use my towel, even though I've got a perfectly good resistance band. I just want to show you that you don't need a resistance band for this one. Resistance band, to be fair, it doesn't really make much difference. Now, my towel is short. That's a hand towel, okay? So I'd recommend a longer towel. Now, you don't need to fold it up fancy. All I want you to do is just make it look like a bit of a resistance band, okay? And then sit your butt down. That just sighed. Right, okay. Right, is everybody back with their towels? Right, okay, so again, we're just improvising. If these classes continue once life gets back to a bit of normal, I have compiled a list. All you need for mobility is a foam roller, a hard ball, a light resistance band, as in a thin one, and a slightly thicker one, and that is it. You can do a hell of a lot, okay? But for now, again, keeping it minimalistic. That's the word, minimalistic. Same with the circuits, okay? Once life goes back to a bit of normality, well, just simply getting everybody to buy a kettlebell. Oh my word. a kettlebell and maybe even a skipping rope. You can imagine the possibilities then. No need to imagine, I'll do it for you. Right, so I'm grabbing my towel and I'm hooking it around the ball of my foot. Okay, not the arch, the ball, okay? The ball of the foot. Where the toes connect into the main foot, okay? That solid bit of bone, it's not really a solid bit of bone, but it's about as solid as it's going to be. That's where the towel is. Because when I start pulling on this towel, it's going to start moving my ankle, my toes towards me, which as a result, is going to start lengthening all this out, okay? Which is what I'm going to be trying to get at my hammies, my hamstrings, okay? So what am I doing? Pulling the towel, and then I want you to fall back gradually onto your back. Now this is where people with good mobility, you'll be able to get near 90 degrees straight away. Those of you with not so good mobility, you'll probably be more 45 degrees with your upper back off the ground. That's okay, Karen. You have a lovely night. You have a lovely night. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks very much. See you later. See you later. Right, where was that? So make sure your knee's completely locked out. No soft knees, everybody, okay? The knee needs to be locked out. What are we targeting here? Hamstring. This is the single best exercise for mobilizing and stretching your hamstring out. So this is where if you've got a longer towel, it's going to be better. Okay, this is a bit of a stress position because my towel's so blooming short. Now, I'm lying on my back here, my knee's locked out, and I'm pulling my towel down while trying to move my leg further and further back. This is one you can really go for here, okay? And this is where it's very easy just to take it to the point and think, oh, this is all right. Don't, okay? I'm lying there, I've taken it to the point I think it's all right. I'm keeping the knee locked out, I'm moving it back, and oh my word, it can get pretty uncomfortable. Okay, so I'm pulling it back. So basically my leg, I'm trying to move my leg this way while trying to keep my knee straight while trying to pull down on that towel, okay? That towel getting pulled down is going to help stretch out all the muscles even further, but also it's going to drive, it's going to put pressure on that femur and drive it into the joint, okay, resetting it. Make sure your knee's locked out. Now we're going for this one, everyone, and we're going for it. So you can see I'm changing arms purely because my towel's too blooming short. So you have to try and relax, even though for most people, including myself right now, this is not comfortable. Okay, I'm taking it further. Taking it further. I'm constantly trying to take it further here, okay? Please try and take it further. Get the knee locked out. Do not have your knee like this, because you're probably not going to feel a stretch anywhere, okay? You're probably not going to feel any stretch at all. Knee needs to be locked out. Relax into it, okay? Relax. So good hamstring mobility, a good indicator is to be able to lie like I am, with your leg at 90 degrees, okay? Sorry, I forgot to say I do this every time. The opposite leg must be flat on the ground, okay? I don't know why I'm shouting. Must be flat on the ground, okay? Knee flat, none of this. So good sign of hamstring, good hamstring mobility is leg straight, this one at 90 degrees, back lying flat on the ground. Ease out of that slowly. Now, if you have got tight ankles, if you've got tight hamstrings, that is the stretch for you, okay? I like this one. It is, in my opinion, the best one. It's the best way to get further and further because you can take it further and further and further. Sure, you can do standing hamstring stretches and stuff like that, but none of them allow you to take it to the extremes the way this one does, in my opinion, of course, but that's from experience, okay? So you might not have tight hamstrings, but you may well find that you do and you didn't realise. So first part of this stretch, my knee's locked out. I'm taking it to the point in which I feel I'm getting a good stretch, and again, I focus on my breathing. I don't, because I've got to talk. I don't have to talk, but for some reason I just keep talking. Focus on your breathing and relax the muscle group. When it's relaxed, take it further, pull that towel down, keep it relaxed. If you start to feel it drift at a point where you start losing the stretch or you start bending your knee out of control, stop, fix it, get back in the zone and then go further. Keep pulling that towel down, keep the knee locked out, take it to the point it's uncomfortable and keep relaxing, okay? You're pulling the towel or the resistance band down. Keeping the whole joint and everything relaxed, all the muscles relaxed. Take it further. Constantly taking it further. I'm not holding it because it's nice. I'm taking it further because I want to be better. And again, for a lot of you, see if you've noticed, tight hamstrings can cause a lot in a lot of different movements. If you notice when you're squatting at the bottom of your squat, and it's not something you'll maybe feel, you don't always feel it, when your pelvis starts tucking underneath your body, as in your lower back starts rounding slightly at the bottom of a squat, but you only really notice it in the mirror, you don't really feel it. That can mostly be caused by your hamstrings being tight, not always the hamstrings though. We call that anterior pelvic tilt, and it's very common. It's very common in people when they try to squat to depth, and it's sometimes not something that you can feel, but you can see it. Deadlifts, if you struggle to get your back straight, chances are you cannot get the mobility in your hamstrings to do so. But again, it could be many other things, so I'm not just saying that. That's where you kind of need someone to have a look at you. But yeah, for the most part, hamstring mobility, people are always quick to say, hamstrings can get tight. Hamstrings can get very tight. Relax there, everyone. But then again, if you thought you had tight hamstrings and you were able to get to 90 degrees there, and it wasn't too uncomfortable, it's not your hamstrings, it's tight, okay? Because I do hear that a lot. I'll hear a lot of people come through the door going, oh, I've got tight hamstrings, I've got tight hamstrings. It turns out it's not the hamstrings that's tight, okay? It tends to be the groin or the glutes or the lower back or a bit of everything, or just bad mechanics. Right, that is it. Okay, as always, I now feel there's no rush, there's no pressure. If we focus on the ones we do, we make the most of the ones we do, and I don't try and rush you through to get done what I've got written down. We get as far as we can, and then we pick it up next time, but we got as far as I wanted to. Next up, that's us on the hips, okay, and that is where the fun is. That's when we're starting to get stuck into the groin, the glutes, lower back, hip flexors. That's a good hour just on that area. That's where, again, most of us are probably getting a lot of tightness as well, more specifically the groin. Because when I say groin, it's not just one area. There's muscle groups in there, different movements, different ranges we move to work that groin. It's not just one stretch. That's why we spend a good hour just on the hip area, and then probably another session with a good bit on the hip area. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got the benefit. Again, if you feel, you know, you think to yourself, Christ, that one that we done there was hellish, or that one I wasn't very good at, make a mental note of it, or get your wee notepad out and write it down. And just build up a wee library of maybe 3 to 4 exercises that need work, and just throw them into your day. That's usually what I would do, honestly. Throw them into your warm-up if you're doing it, because I know some of you are training in your own time, especially now that tomorrow's Friday, and then Saturday is mobility again, which I'm sticking with. I feel much better this week, and again, it's all about me. But comparing to last week, as I say, I know some of you might just be doing this, but also know some of you are doing your own training, and that's fine. I am also doing my own training. But doing two hit sessions on a Thursday, for me, it was not working, okay? It was not working. It was just interfering with everything else I'd done. And I think for the most part, we didn't really need tonight to be hit. And again, it's the beauty of it is if you don't attend in the mornings, Thursday hit, you can still do the Thursday morning hit at Thursday night, okay? Because it's recorded and it's uploaded. But I'm feeling the benefits of this mobility, and I feel that it just works on a Thursday night a lot better. But again, going on next time, it's just a continual rotation. It will take us about 4 mobility sessions to get through the full body, and then we just keep rotating through it. But each time I'll try and change some of the exercises as well, because there's a lot we can do. And each week, as you see, I'm adding new ones in because I'm finding out and learning new ones and finding ones that work better than other ones, etc. So it's constantly evolving, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and I shall see you Saturday for mobility. Enjoy your day off tomorrow, but don't have a day off if you don't need it. As in, you know, I've given you the whole spiel before about how you need to rest and listen to your body. That's fine, do that. If you're feeling tired, have a day off. If you've had a pretty chilled week, don't have a day off. Get something done. There's a whole workout library on this now. Get on it, get it done. But again, if you're feeling pretty sore, pretty tired, don't feel bad about having a day off. And to be honest, I probably will. Right, have a good day, night, whatever. And I'm just talking. Don't know why I do this. Probably see if I stop talking, we would cut these sessions down about half an hour.
you.